varsity soccer game between the visiting Wildcats from Waconia High School. They are members of the Metro West Conference. And your Eagan Wildcats, members of the South Suburban Conference. The game officials are leading the teams onto the field for the introductions. The officials for tonight's game, the center referee is Subel Sunbeeb. The assistant referees are Steve Cordy and David Bland. Now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. First, the starting lineup for the visiting Waconia Wildcats. Starting with the goalie, junior, number 98, James Voino. Midfield, 9th grade, number 7, Eli Syme. Midfield, senior, number 8, Campbell Killian. Midfield, junior, number 9, Ian Lage. Defense, senior number 10, Tyler Shodine. Midfield, senior number 11, Creedon Gilmore. Forward, junior number 15, Elijah Lund. Midfield, senior number 16, Carter Staber. Defense, senior number 17, Parker Nelson. Midfield, junior number 18, Roman Geeson. And defense, senior number 20, Emmett Thiessen. One addition to the Waconia roster for tonight's game, please add number 77, Jonah Harold, sophomore defender. The student manager for the Waconia Wildcats, Tallulah Kovaleski. The assistant coaches are Kaylee Damison, Brian Elliott, and Mark Kapuska. The head coach of the Waconia Wildcats is Ty Syme. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our visitors this evening, the Waconia Wildcats. Now here is the starting lineup for your Eagan Wildcats, starting with the goalie, junior, number 1, Zach Rojas. Midfield, senior, number 2, Captain Sion Tapa. Forward, senior, number 3, Darius Knox. Midfield, senior, number 8, Captain Jake Sondag. Forward, sophomore, number 9, Zayan Oliath. Midfield, senior, number 10, Miklo Jones. Midfield, junior, number 11, Eric Knoll. Defense, senior, number 20, Grant Paulson. Midfield, senior, number 21, Captain Blake Prouty. Midfield, senior, number 22, Noel Eddy. And defense, junior, number 24, John Tesdall. The Eagan Wildcats assistant coaches are PK Anand and Micah Anderson. The head coach of the Eagan Wildcats is Josue Botuli. Ladies and gentlemen, your Eagan Wildcats. The national anthem was presented prior to the start of our first game, so at this time we'll ask the visiting Waconia Wildcats to greet the game officials and their opponents, the Eagan Wildcats. Now the Eagan Wildcats greet the game officials. Good luck to both teams in tonight's game.
The sky is blue, the grass is green. It's a great day to be alive and a great day for high school soccer, and that's just what we have for you here on ETV. Good evening, everybody. My name is Nathan Cron, calling this one from the campus of Eagan High School, located in Eagan, Minnesota. We've got the Wildcats and the Wildcats. That's right, the Waconia Wildcats taking on the Eagan Wildcats here tonight at Eagan Stadium. A rematch from last year's matchup out in Waconia that saw the Waconia Wildcats survive with a 1-0 win. The Eagan Wildcats looking to avenge that and continue their perfect season. They are 4-0 on this season. The Waconia Wildcats come into this matchup with a record of 1-2, trying to right the ship and get to 500 as they approach their conference play coming up in the next few days. Set your lineup here for the Waconia Wildcats. Waino in goal, along with Syme, Killian, Lage, Shodin, Gilmore, Lund, Staber, Nelson, Geeson, and Thiessen. That is your Waconia Wildcat lineup for Eagan. Probably saw this already, but we've got Knox, Knoll, Oliath, Jones, Prouty, Eddie, Knox, and in goal, Zachary Rojas. So, the Eagan Wildcats in blue with their blue socks, white numbers. The ball gets hammered by Tesdall down into the Waconia end. And an early throw, as you see Eric Knoll wondering exactly how that occurred and how it became a white throw versus a blue throw. But in any event, we restart and we're off to the races as Eddie gives chase down the line. I am alone tonight. My normal broadcast partner, Skip Newton, is on special assignment. We're looking forward to being able to call games with him soon as Knoll takes this, spins and turns, sends this forward. Nicely done. Falls this time to the outside. That's Sondag. Sondag tries to cross in, and an early corner opportunity for the Wildcats. So first corner of the first half. Knoll doing a nice job. Check it, Sondag doing a nice job. Knoll spotting him. Knoll will take this. Oliat and Jones on top of the goalie. This ball slides to the middle. It's down in the mixer. Big step this time for Paulson. This ball finds its way back to Eddie. Eddie hoofs it forward looking for Sondag. Sondag tries a one-touch. It doesn't quite come off for him. And Waconia will counter. Nice job by Syme sending that ball down the sideline. Giving chase is nicely done. Giving chase was Tesdall. He escorts that out. Syme, one of the starting midfielders for the Waconia Wildcats, a freshman. Only freshman on the roster for Waconia as Rojas sends everybody forward.
Okay, Eagan Wildcats.
Thanks for joining us here on the live stream here on ETV with our award-winning ETV crew, which we will meet as this game moves on. Goal kick finds Prouty's head. Over the top to Knox. Now falls for Oliat. Oliat takes on defender to the outside. Nice shoulder challenge there to the outside. Oliat now puts the moves on, tries to go towards the end line, slides it across. Nicely done, and Waino does a nice job of jumping on that quickly. Stayed right with it, cut down the angle. Ball finds its way out to Lage. Oliat back for Prouty. So far, both teams doing a pretty good job of controlling that ball, connecting passes. Something the Waconia Wildcat girls team was just struggling with in the first game here of this doubleheader. Ball comes over the top for Sondag. Lays off that time for Tesdall. Tesdall chips that forward with the outside of his right foot. Falls for... Looks like it fell for Knoll. And finds its way into touch. That's Tapa on the near side. Jones. Now far side. Ooh, big touch. Big touch that time by Paulson. In a little bit of trouble, but the Eagan Wildcats come out with it. Knoll. Out of the outside. Gains the end line. Opportunity, good defense that time by Gilmore. Now a good turn in the midfield. This is Syme. And that ball will find touch, but off an Eagan player. So a white throw in far side. Still opening minutes of this game. That ball comes up and over the top. Nicely done that time by Waconia. Wildcat Eagan gets a clear. Waconia again tacking the outside. That ball finds its way over, and it will go for a corner. So a corner opportunity here for Waconia. Showing some early offensive prowess. This Eagan defense has been relatively stout this season so far. They have not lost a game. 4-0 on the season. It's a right foot in swinger, goes for the back post. Knocked down by the Wildcats. Check at the Eagan, I should say. Well, this ball finds its way back, and he's in an offside position. Yep, absolutely. Unlucky for Syme that time, but he was in an offside position. Keeper Rojas knew it. You could see him raise his hand like, that guy's got to be offside. And he was. Still, though, a bit worrying if you're an Eagan supporter that there was a player on the back door completely unmarked. This indirect free kick claimed that time by Staber. Staber slams on the brakes, goes backwards for Syme now. Near side. Ball gets chipped to the middle. Knoll tries to go up for it. Says thinks better of it. Now runs through it. Oh, opportunity here for Waconia. Wildcats a little bit ragged in possession, but now Knoll will counter. He's got 3-on-3. Late arriving 4-on-4. Knoll to the middle. Going to try to work a shot. Pulls through a couple of defenders. Opportunity here for Knox. Knox, left foot. Oh, great save that time. That was a great save with Knox with the left foot. Good shot on goal for the Wildcats. Their first shot on goal of this game. Darius Knox, nice left foot. Opportunity on the near side as Prouty came flying in. I think we're going to have, not sure what the assistant referee ordered here. He has called for a corner, so their second corner. Knoll will jump on it. So nice job by Prouty earning that corner. You see him holding his left shoulder a little gingerly. Knoll sends that in. Multiple heads look for it. One head gets to it, but it goes bouncing up and over the top. Paulson on the back door, and he can't quite keep that in. So coming up on 7 minutes to go, and interestingly enough for Waconia, 4 substitutions lining up for the Waconia Wildcats. I say interestingly enough because we're only 7 minutes into the game. So perhaps Coach Ty Syme sees something he doesn't like, or perhaps he's looking to get a different personnel matchup. Ball taken, stolen away there by the Wildcats, by Eagan. Tapa, let's check it, it's Oliath. Knox. And the referee, center referee, Suhail Sarbain, is going to bring that back after playing advantage, but the advantage did not develop, so it'll be a free kick for Waconia from about the 45-yard line. Wind has died down, so there's a little bit of a breeze, maybe at the back of Waconia right now, so aiding this ball a little bit. Prouty with a nice header away. Falls for Tapa. Check it, that's Oliat. Syme spinning to the inside, nicely done. Ball finds its way back for Lund. Gets played away safely. Knoll, and foul on Nelson. So a foul on Nelson, and we will have a reciprocal free kick for the Eagan Wildcats here, coming from about the 40-yard line. Tesdal will take it for the Wildcats. Tesdal, one of the center back stars here for the Wildcats. Ball finds its way towards the back line, but gets pooched away that time by Waconia. Eddie goes up for it. Nice job that time by Waconia trying to knock that down. Unfortunate for him that his Teammate wasn't able to get on the other end of it. Oliot battling. Nicely done that time. It's Lage. Lage claims. And now Waconia will break. And Lage on the overlapping run. Great effort that time. Didn't quite come off. Oliot. Inside. Knox. Knox with a turn. Finds Sondag, far side. He's got Knoll lurking in the middle. Sondag, right foot shot. Looks for the top corner. And the chance goes begging. Not on frame. Like to see it. And now Waconia will sub, I think it's 5 players. It ended up being 5 players. So a whole host of substitutions. We'll do our best to kind of give those to you as they come into the action.
Number 77, Joanna Harold. Number 5, Eagan Cruzen. Number 18, back in. In the game, number 12, Jarrett Bryan.
Waconia well working that ball. Here's an opportunity. Rojas is going to be called into action to claim this one. And he does. Sends everybody forward. Nicely done. Waconia right now looking a little bit dangerous on the edge of the attacking third of the field. Rojas puts his foot to it, finds its way down towards the other side. Prouty does a nice job getting his head to it first. Paulson. Lost it. Now Eddie gets it back out to Tapa. Good defense that time by Waconia as Brian put Tapa under a lot of pressure, turns the ball over to Syme. And the Waconia Wildcats let the Eagan Wildcats off the hook with an errant pass into touch for a Sion Tapa throw-in. But right now, Waconia doing a nice job of creating opportunities as Sondag's ball finds its way through. Oliot lays off for Tapa, or excuse me, for Sondag. Sondag outside. Now attacking the end line. Back to the middle. Nobody in a blue jersey is able to get to it, but somebody in a Waconia jersey does get it. Eddie, nice job. Heads that towards Jones. Jones to Knoll. Knoll outside. Oliot. Collision there. Opportunity for Knox. Shot from Oliot, far side. And claimed by Waino. Excuse me. Syme tries to flick that past. Flick that up to, I believe that's, check our numbers here. Number 16, that's Staber, playing the center forward position for the Waconia Wildcats. Ball gets sent down into the corner. Interesting enough, Waino well out of his cage. Interesting decision making there. So another substitution here coming for Waconia. So Keegan Cruzen with the throw. He's got Riker Helland lurking. That ball finds its way over towards Brian. Battle for Knox. Ball gets under Sondag's foot, and now Waconia will look to break. Here's Shodin, excuse me. Shodin's pass intercepted that time by Oliot. Oliot and Sondag have switched sides. Oliot, far side. In the middle now, Prouty with all sorts of green grass in front of him. He can actually take on someone, or he can pass. Tries to slide that through to Oliot. Did not quite come off as Knoll came back for it. And in doing so, brought the defender with him. Knoll. Oh, Paulson a little late on that ball. Almost makes up for it. Now he makes up for it. Opportunity for the Wildcats. Shot from Knox. And it's over the top. It's a shot, but it's not going to trouble Waino in any meaningful way. So a much different start for this game than we had for the girls' game earlier. The girls already would have been up by 3 or 4 goals. This game much more even at this point. Prouty goes up for it, can't quite come down with it. Eddie is going to send that back towards the end line. It's Tapa. Does Tapa keep that in? Tapa does not keep that in. Assistant referee does say it went into touch. Nice traveling crowd here for the Waconia Wildcats. Good crowd developing here for the Eagan Wildcats. Of course, today is the, I wouldn't say first day of school for the high school here at Eagan. They had a couple of half days or truncated days earlier, but sure feels like the first day of school. And Waconia will earn their second corner of the half. Just under 25 minutes to go.
Waconia Wildcats, their second kick is from the near side.
Brian with it. Tries to hit a right foot in, out in swinger. Goes through everybody. Nice job that time by Tesdall. And the ball will find its way into touch. So interestingly enough, it looks like we will start with a goal kick. I thought maybe it would be a deep throw for Eagan. Instead, it's going to be a goal kick for Zachary Rojas. Rojas's goal kick finds its way towards the midfield, but it's intercepted there by Waconia. Comes back for Tapa. Tapa chips that forward looking for Knox. Knox can't get ahead to it. Knoll almost claimed it. Oliot down the sideline. He's got Knox running. He's got Knoll and Sondag flashing. Oliot now. Jones. Knoll. Chip through. Nicely done. Opportunity for Eagan, and it goes begging. Oh, unlucky there. Well worked. Well worked by Knoll and Knox. Just did not come off for them. Certainly an example of good communication between the forward players. Waino will restart with the goal kick. The Waconia Wildcats, as I said, on this season 1-2 so far. Their last game out, their last time out where they played Rosemount, lost 0-2. Ball gets crossed into Prouty. Prouty can't quite handle that, though, and those came in a little hot. Opportunity for Sondag. I thought Sondag might. That was a bit of contact. Nice foul that time, actually, by Sondag. I wouldn't say it was a professional foul, but wouldn't be surprised if the referee had a quick talk with Sondag, as Cruzen's going to stand over this and put it in play. Check it. He takes it short. Finds Shodin. Opportunity for Sondag. Nicely done. Knox. Knox steps over the ball, lays off that time for Jones. Jones. Turn for Knoll. Lays back for Jones. Jones. Left foot. Blocked. Knox. Oliot. Oliot. Right foot. Shot. Blocked by the defense. Opportunity here. And the chance is not converted. As Sondag had floated to the, check it, that's Knoll, had floated to the middle. That was well-worked combination play by the Wildcats. From a neutral standpoint, this game has been exciting despite the fact that there has not been a goal scored by either team, but both teams have provided some real entertainment. Still no shots for the Waconia Wildcats as 5 players went up for that header. Waconia comes down with it. Opportunity for the Wildcats. Can they somehow steal this or steer it on goal? They can't, but they earn a corner. So Syme again will stand over this one, try to put it in play. Third corner for Waconia, still looking for their first shot. Syme's corner goes towards the back post. It's flicked off a couple of heads and goes into touch. I'm going to say thank you to while we have a substitution here, as Wildcat players coming on, and we'll get that substitution momentarily. Want to say thank you to our fabulous award-winning ETV crew, executive producer Josh Sibley, Jared Greenberg, our director, camera work by Max Helmuller and Derek Badger. Thanks so much for making all of us here on ETV look good and sound good. Sometimes it can be hard work, especially when you've got minor technology or graphics issues, which, as you've noticed, I'm sure, folks at home, we fixed those graphic issues and everything looks as it should. Oliot feeds that forward, and checking into the game, let's just make sure we've got that right, was Graham Johnson. Comes to the far side. That's Hannon Axelrod. Axelrod tries to feed Knoll. Doesn't quite come off. Now he tries it again. And like a stubborn baby that would not take the spoonful of applesauce, he's not able to feed it through. But this falls now for Jones. Jones, again, just can't quite unlock that back line of the Waconia defense. So Johnson has checked in. Axelrod has checked in. Great battle there in the midfield. Knox comes out with it. Knox. Knox takes a dump. On the field, he got knocked down. I'm actually surprised the referee didn't signal for a foul there, because it looked like he was tripped and spun around. Knox really did get the wrong end of that. Okay, so a foul. There was a foul called on the far side against Waconia. So Tesdall will take this one around the 40-yard line and send it in. Finds its way towards Knoll. Comes off of Knoll, comes off a defender, and nicely claimed that time by Waino. So another foul starting to rack up a little against Waconia. Definitely a physical game for those of you who like to watch physical football, physical soccer. This has been a lot of fun so far. Knox giving chase. Ball gets played into the middle. Gets sent to the far side. Axelrod dispossessed as Killian had sent it over there. Now Waconia will try to build from that side. Good 1-2 combinations in the middle of the field. Lund with it. Spins, turns. Lays it back that time. And what I would describe as a match control foul here. Assistant referee talking to the center referee. Center referee now talking. Oh, center referee's got an injury on the back line. That is what is going on. So injury for Campbell Killian for Waconia as we approach 17 minutes to play here in the first half. Score still 0-0. Waconia will play New Prague, as I think I might have mentioned earlier, but they will also play New Prague on the 5th at 5:30, and that's at Waconia Stadium. The Eagan boys will be taking on Lakeville North at Lakeville North at 5 o'clock on this Thursday. And, of course, we would remind you for ETV viewers that on Friday we will have high school football. Rochester Mayo High School will be traveling north Highway 52 to take on the Wildcats. That ball gets sent away, finds for Syme. Syme sends it up high, tucks it in between the crossbar of the football goal post and the crossbar of the goal. So not far off, a shot, not on frame, but certainly a shot for Waconia. And that's a good start for the Waconia Wildcats. But as I said, the Eagan Wildcats football team will be taking on Rochester Mayo on Friday, starting at 7 o'clock. That ball comes up over the top, falls for Axelrod. Axelrod, one-on-one with the defender, now approaches the inside of the box. Good defense that time by the defender. He had to get it right. He did. Axelrod went forward but couldn't bring the ball with him. Now Paulson dispossessed. You have Waconia's Ryan Geeson on the other side, this near side of the, check it, that's Struck. Sorry, it's Luke Struck, not Geeson, but Luke Struck doing jumping jacks, asking for the ball. There's a lot of room on the far side of the pitch. This ball gets heaved over the top of everyone, and substitution? Some sort of whistle was blown. Not sure why. But Waconia demonstrating being able to really use the space in behind the last line of defenders on throw-ins. Ball comes off of Tesdall. Lands in the middle. It's sent away, almost sent away that time by Eddie. Eddie gets it down to his feet, now chips it out, but it's blocked back in by Waconia. Tapa sends it forward. Knox giving chase, now Knoll giving chase. That ball gets switched to the far side. Waconia might be in a little trouble here as Axelrod's going to chase that down, and smartly that time Waconia puts it into touch. Now they still might be in trouble as this ball finds its way into Knoll. Opportunity here for Waconia. They'll have to build out of the back, but Knoll with the high press. And now the Wildcats, the Eagan Wildcats, will win the throw. And substitution as Jones will be withdrawn and Prouty will return. Axelrod looks for Knoll. Knoll back to Axelrod. Axelrod dances away from one defender, looks for Oliot. Oliot fires, one touch, misses the net. Unlucky that time. Great effort by Axelrod. I did not think he was going to be able to maintain control of that. Oliot did a great job of stabbing at that ball. You see, he's a little frustrated. He would have liked to have that on frame. It was a bang-bang play. Good opportunity for Eagan. But Waconia manages to keep the clean sheet so far. This ball comes back for Prouty. Gets played away. And now Waconia will attack. Oliot quickly back. Struck slams on the brakes, just steers it into the middle. That's Geeson in the middle. Now he switches it. Syme tries to spin around one defender. Is dispossessed. Nicely done that time by Eagan. Here's an opportunity. Wildcats will chip that forward. Here's Oliot coming through. Nicely done that time by Waino, pitching that into no man's land, the middle of the field. Johnson lays that back for Tapa. Tapa inside for Knoll. Johnson slides that through. Nicely done. Tapa on the overlap. Needs to bring the ball with him. Finds Knoll. Knoll at the top of the key. Slides that out for Oliot. Eagan patient. Oliot sends it across. Looks for Axelrod. Doesn't quite come off. And now Waconia will break. Good opportunity here for Waconia. It's Shodin. Shodin into the penalty area. And good recovery that time by Noel Eddy. He concedes the corner, but certainly was not going to get beaten on frame. Waconia changing out a number of players coming into this corner.
Multiple substitutions for Waconia. Back in Campbell Killian, number 8. Ian Lage, number 9.
So corner from Syme from the near side. That ball finds its way towards the back post. It's played away that time by Tesdall. That ball finds its way into touch, and Waconia will have a throw in the attacking third. Lage with it. He's going to try to pick out somebody in the middle here. Imagine he might heave this into the goal area. And he does. Battle that time, nicely done that time by the Waconia Wildcats, played out by Eagan. Knox with it, lays off this time for Johnson. Johnson. Oh, nicely done. Switch of the field, picks out, I believe that's Axelrod making the run on the far side. Overlapping run, just a little bit aspirational. Paulson made a great overlapping run, but that back heel ball, as pretty as it was, just didn't quite come off. And Paulson, that was a lot of hard work and unfortunate for him, but good defense that time by Waconia. Tapa claims. Tapa finds Knox. Knox in the middle, has Knoll, plays to him. Now continues his run. Knoll sets up squares, fires, hammers that off a defender, falls for Oliot in the corner. And a corner for the Wildcats, their third of the half. Approaching 10 minutes to go here in this first half. It's been up and down. Not a lot of shots for Waconia, but some good offensive pressure. Number of corners.
Eagan Wildcats back in the game. Chase Soundgate, number 8.
Knoll is going to take this one.
Also number 20, corner kick.
Near corner.
Wildcats.
Knoll sends that in, flashing. Oh, Hannon Axelrod got good contact, but could not square it onto goal, onto frame. So some compelling storylines as Knox takes this off of Tapa's header. Falls for Axelrod. Nope, still Knox. Now Axelrod on the far side. Ball's turned over there by Knox. Gets it back. Knox struggling a little bit. Now is dispossessed again. Johnson claims. Killian claims. And now it's a bit disjointed in the midfield. Eagan with the lion's share of shots on goal and some better scoring chances, but nothing that's been gift wrapped by these Waconia Wildcats. So a free kick, foul on the far side against Waconia. Fourth foul of the half. Standing over it is Knoll. He sends that in with his right foot, finds a Waconia head. Nice defensive header that time. And now Waconia will look to break. Great defense that time by Sondag. Oh, I thought Sondag might have won that corner, or excuse me, won the throw, but instead it must have gone off Sondag as it came out. Nice throw there by Waconia, trying to go over the top. Eddie's going to watch that go into touch. Tapa with it. And substitution for the Eagan Wildcats, as Gentilla is going to come on and replace Knox. Eagan doing a nice job of pressuring Waconia. Waconia now with a lot of extra time, but Waconia has shown the propensity to be dangerous down the field quickly. Syme with it, nice ball skills. Spins, turns, continues his run. Ball gets fed down the outside channel. This is looking for Helland. Helland with it. Tries to drag it back to the middle. Syme again. And good defense that time. Excellent defense that time by Johnson. Johnson feeds it forward. This is looking for Sondag. Sondag picks out a teammate. Tries to slide it forward to Knoll. Knoll around one defender to the edge of the penalty area. Good shot. That was square and on target. Check it, that was Axelrod, not Knoll. The defense by Johnson working with Tapa now to Oliot. That's a great ball for Oliot in looking for Gentilla, but unfortunately Gentilla just wasn't making that run. It was a great curving ball. Prouty intercepts. Now Prouty can attack. Axelrod finds the end line. That certainly has to be in to touch. Yes, it is out of bounds. Closing in on 6 minutes to go here in this first half. Again, interesting pattern of substitutions for Waconia. They're sending on lots of players all at once. This ball falls now for Eagan. Eagan sends this ball up and over, looking for Oliot. Oliot's going to get a touch to it. Flashes towards the middle, looking for... Oh, my goodness, there was definitely contact. Referee's not going to award a penalty on that. Oliot to the corner. Oliot crossing. Oliot, almost a spill there for Waino. Nicely done. That was some great defense by Waino. Knocks that ball down, then stays after it. Eddie sends that up for Oliot. Oliot off his head. Big touch, though. Allows the defense to reset. Oliot sends that to the far side, looking for Axelrod. Knocks it down. Finds Gray. And Gray and Axelrod will now work the far side. And a whistle. Not exactly sure what the issue is. A handball, I believe, against the Wildcats. So a couple of second foul of the half for the Wildcats. Ball finds its way down into the attacking third. And like I said, as I said, from a neutral standpoint, this has been an entertaining game between these two teams. Knoll giving chase. Oliot now pressing. Tapa with a good defense. And that's out off of Waconia. Referee is going to tell Tapa to move back about 8 yards. Nicely done on both parts. Tapa's trying to get some space. Referee correctly says, nope, not today. Knoll steps around one player, tries to get on his left foot, sends it in towards goal, and while it's on target, Waino is not troubled by that one at all. This ball finds its way back towards touch. And I think they're going to get a foul there, yep. Yeah, that's going to be a foul against Waconia. Waconia players seem fine with that. Waconia fans a little upset with that. Some of the Eagan fans maybe thinking there should be a yellow card caution issued there, but in fact, it was just a good play by both players. A little contact to the back is to be expected when you're shielding the ball out. Ball gets hoofed forward looking for Gentilla. Gentilla tries to head it over towards the side, but couldn't find a teammate. Now Tesdall will give chase. Axelrod. Axelrod tries to squeeze it through. Doesn't quite come off. And Sondag has gone from outside wing to outside defender on the far side. This ball gets crossed in nicely that time by Waconia. Ball finds its way to ping pong status. That ball finds Zayon Oliot. Nice ball that time by the Wildcats. Oliot to the inside, now to the outside. Now tries to switch over. Knoll was breaking his neck to get there, but just could not get on the other end of that as Oliot had worked a nice ball across. Now this ball gets chipped in, is just going to not find anybody as Waino is going to be off his line to claim, and this first half certainly looks like it's going to end 0-0 as both teams have had some opportunities and created some offense, but neither one able to unlock the defense goalie combination on either end. Kuzman sends that out for Staber. It's crossed over to the far side. Claimed by Waconia, now for Sondag, senior captain on the far side. Incredible versatility for Jake Sondag. Starts the game at outside wing, playing in the front, and now he's playing outside back. Ball gets sent forward that time for the Wildcats. Falls for Axelrod. Axelrod will try to slide that through for Knoll making the run. Doesn't quite come off. Oliot attacking the outside. Oh! There was definitely contact there. There was definitely contact. A corner has been awarded. Folks at home, you might, I mean, certainly nothing in it. He's not trying to be dirty or hurt it. Nothing in it, but I think the argument the referee's going to say is he took the ball, and if that's the case, then it was a brilliant challenge. Wildcat players asking the referee if that might have been contact, maybe contact that should have been too much, and referee saying, no, you got the corner, be thankful you got the corner. So in any event, Sion Tapa will stand over this one. This is the fourth corner of the first half for the Wildcats as time is ticking down. Probably be the last action of the half. Tapa taking his time safely with it. Tapa with a right foot. Over one, over another. Comes back for the Wildcats who send it back in. Nicely done. Tapa again. Only a few seconds left.
10 seconds remaining.
Tapa sends it towards goal, and it goes over goal for a goal kick. And that is indeed the way we will end the first half. So the Eagan Wildcats with more shots than the Waconia Wildcats. More shots on goal, but entertainment on both ends of the pitch. 0-0 is your score. We will step aside here on ETV for 10 minutes while the teams have the halftime interval, and we'll be back with the second half action in 10 minutes. Welcome back to second half action here from Eagan High School. The Waconia Wildcats, the visitors, the Eagan Wildcats, the hosts. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us here for the second half. My name is Nathan Cron. Well, along with an award-winning ETV crew, we are bringing you the sights and sounds of this non-conference matchup between the Wildcats and the Wildcats. So Eagan in blue again, resetting with blue socks. Waconia in all white. And Waconia attacking as Prouty's going to get whistled for a foul here early in the second half. Good shooting position, good offensive position here for the Waconia Wildcats. First half saw a very lopsided shot on goal total, a shot total of 11-1 in favor of Eagan. Waconia has a great opportunity here in this first few minutes of the second half. Ball comes towards goal and flies wide. It's a good shot, but it's not on frame. So Wildcats have Paulson, Knoll, Gentilla, Prouty, Jones, Oliot, Knox. Check out that Sondag. With Tapa, Eddie, and Tesdall on defense. Jones turns that around for Tapa. Tapa attacking far corner, crosses it in, and doesn't trouble Waino at all. Drop kick, finds its way out towards Paulson, and that will find touch. Gentilla. Laid off, that time by Knoll. Gentilla, edge of the penalty area, squares, right foot, and that's a goal. Oh my goodness, Gentilla. Goes up, gets it, slams it home. Little curve on that. Massive show of confidence. That time for Owen Gentilla. He breaks the deadlock here early in this second half. 42 minutes in, first shot of the second half, and Gentilla puts it in. Nice curve on that ball. And Eric Knoll will get the assist. 42nd minute of this game. Owen Gentilla gives the Eagan Wildcats a 1-0 lead. And Eagan commits a foul. Their second of the second half. Another good shooting position for Waconia. Waconia will not take this quickly. It'll be a ceremonial restart. To go back to that goal by Gentilla, that was just absolutely beautiful. Nice job of creating space, and Waino could not cover the entire net, and that curved in far corner. Wildcats chip that towards Sondag in the middle. Sondag lays off for Oliot. Oliot with it. Great job by Waconia getting back on defense. They've got 7 defenders back. It was 3v7. Sondag. Jones. Now Oliot far side. Now Tapa. Tapa's pass intercepted. Paulson will come back for this one. Paulson slides that over for Jones, and now we return to normal programming. Tapa looking for Sondag. Sondag sends that forward for Oliot. Who's going to get to it first? And the end line is the answer to that question. Good defense that time by Waconia. Ball comes to the near side, where Knoll tries to take it away from Staber, but instead it goes into touch. And there is Staber, one of the offensive forces driving the Waconia Wildcat machine so far. Ball comes to the far side. Nicely done that time by Killian. Oliot dispossessed. Killian turns around, sends it back. Tapa, far side. Jones slides that in. Opportunity here for Juntilla. He's on one already. He's going to go to goal again, and it's off the football goalpost, meaning it is out of play. Goal kick. Second shot
for number 6.
on goal. Waconia quickly getting this one back in play. Gentilla thought about a sliding challenge there, but thought better of it. Nicely done. Knoll wins it. Knoll, right foot, shot towards the goal, goes wide. Oh my goodness. You cannot give Eric Knoll that type of space. He will absolutely burn you. And that's what he almost did there. Here's an opportunity for Wildcats as Tapa came out of nowhere to head that ball over the end line. And what looked like early in this second half, an opportunity for Waconia to maybe get some momentum with their second shot on goal, has suddenly turned into the Eagan Wildcats really pressing and impressing their will on this game. Waconia showing real quality and making sure that they do not concede a second. Certainly trying to create some offensive opportunities. Prouty goes in. Nicely done that time by Oliot. Oliot by a couple of defenders now. He's continuing with it. He's got Sondag to his left. Oliot not able to hold on to possession. Number of folks, Eagan supporters, fans, teammates thinking that Oliot was probably fouled there. Referee was not having any of it. Ball finds its way to Prouty, to Jones, now back to Eddie. Eddie, Paulson. And Paulson's ball to Gentilla, just a little too hot. And about 7 minutes into this half, now we have another line change here by Waconia. Very interesting way of doing substitutions. Syme heaves that towards the end line. It goes about 40 yards in the air. Nicely done. Eddie puts that into touch, and that will find its way all the way up into the bleachers. Eddie listed in the program as a midfielder, but actually finds himself playing center back more often than not. Assistant referee and center referee talking about something. Not exactly sure what that conversation is about, but we appear to be able to now resume play. Syme's going to heave that towards goal. That's going to go well wide. And Waconia's going to try to flick that on, and it doesn't quite come off. Rojas will start with a goal kick. (1-0) to the Wildcats, to the Eagan Wildcats. Waconia, though, looking dangerous, no question. Very impressed with the throw-in game of Waconia. You say to yourself, what do you mean by that? These throw-ins are taking advantage of the fact that you cannot be offside on a throw-in. They're really doing a good job of setting their players loose or creating scoring opportunities. Oliot will attack now. It's 4v4. Oliot with the right foot. Slides towards net, and that was not deflected, so just a shot, but not a shot on goal. But it was 4-on-4, and Oliot said, I'll try from distance. It's played short by Waconia. It's intercepted there by Gentilla. Gentilla, Knoll. Knoll with it again. Now into the edge of the penalty area. Knoll shot. Saved by, great save. Great spill. Great attack. Another great save. Nicely done by Waino. Ball comes off of Tesdale's head. And a foul against Waconia. Their first of the second half. Tesdale will stand over this, try to heave it down the field. Eagan demonstrating with Juntilla scoring tonight that they certainly are they're balanced. While Eric Knoll is certainly a threat anytime he has the ball at his feet. This Eagan Wildcat team has had players of different types, different levels, midfielders, forwards, etc., even outside backs, scoring goals all season long. And it's a short season so far, only 5 games into it, but the fact that the scoring is so balanced is really a positive thing. Nice one-touch passing there between Prouty, Juntilla, and Paulson. That ball gets heaved over for Oliot. Is he going to be able to get onto this? The answer is no. And now he might take it away. Opportunity for Sondag. Sondag slides that in to the middle, but just too far for his teammate. Just under 30 minutes to go here in this second half. Score is 1-0 to Eagan. Ball gets pitched over the top for Jake Sondag, who is now playing our center forward position. It's his 3rd position of the night. He's played outside back. He's played outside wing. Now he's playing center forward. Attacking the middle. Opportunity for Juntilla, and Juntilla buries it. It's a brace for Owen Juntilla. He's in the right place. He's at the right time, and he gets the result he was looking for. Great setup by his teammate. He didn't take a touch. He didn't delay. He hammered it into the back of the net. And Waino's thinking to himself, my goodness, guys, we cannot let him shoot unmolested like that. A brace for Owen Juntilla, and the Wildcats lead 2-0. So Owen Juntilla from Jake Sondag here in the 63rd minute. The Wildcats now with a 2-0 lead. Juntilla now might have visions of chasing a hat trick in his head. But before he does that, he needs to connect a few more passes. But great play by Sondag, laying off that time for Juntilla, finding his teammate. Waconia quickly to the inside. Whistle. And a foul against the Wildcats, the Eagan Wildcats. So their 3rd foul of the half. And for the Waconia Wildcats, this is just what the doctor ordered. Because now they have a free kick coming from about 25, 28, 27 yards out. So an opportunity for Waconia to be able to send this in towards the penalty area. Well, Eagan will have to be on their alert. That comes in low and flat, nice and hard. Good job that time by the Wildcats, by Eagan to play that out. Not out of danger yet, as substitutions are lurking now for Waconia. They have a throw-in. I'm not sure why the referee's not recognizing those substitutions, but in any event, Syme's going to heave this in towards the penalty area. Nicely done. Comes for Waconia, and Waconia will send that behind for a check it. It's not behind for a goal kick. Instead, it finds its way into the attacking half for the Wildcats, and now a nice ball through. Unlucky that time for Waconia. The Wildcats are going to have to rally. Opportunity for Waconia. Ball finds its way back for Syme. Syme tries to get it on his right foot, does. Oh, he wanted it on his, I'm not sure if he wanted it on his left or his right, but in any event, the chance goes begging as Geeson made a nice run, beating several Wild Eagan defenders. And the intensity level of this game has been ratcheted up substantially. And injury for the Wildcats. I think that's Jones coming off the field. It is Jones. There are a number of substitutions here for the Waconia Wildcats. Jones will check out. Axelrod will check in. So hopefully nothing seriously wrong there with Miklo Jones. So the referee's talking into the near side there. It's going to be a dropped ball to Eric Knoll. Knoll with it, sends that forward. And no one making, well, I shouldn't say no one making the run. Sondag was in the vicinity, but it was just a little too heavy. This ball finds its way back for Axelrod. Check it, that's Colin Bray. That's not Axelrod. I thought it was number 7. It is, in fact, number 4, Colin Bray. And to Bray's credit, he picks up and earns a foul there. So an opportunity for the Wildcats for Eagan around the midfield stripe. Eddie will take this one. Free kick, Eagan Wildcats. Number 22, Noel Eddie with the kick. Eddie sends it down towards the edge of the penalty area. Looks for Sondag. Flashes off of a couple of backs. Crossed over, looking for Oliot. Back door. Opportunity for a couple of Wildcats to try to get their feet to it. Can't quite do it. And Axelrod actually did check in. Bray actually moved to a different position on the field, so apologies there. This ball gets played forward. Nicely done. Good tackle that time by Eddie. A meaty challenge, but certainly a clean and fair one. Bray lays that off for Knoll. Waconia smartly back on defense. Lots of defenders keeping Eric Knoll in front of them. Nicely done. Knoll. Now Oliot. Bray. Knoll. Multiple defenders again. Finds Sondag. Sondag near side. Juntilla on his hat trick. Offside. Oh my goodness. And Juntilla the perpetrator. And Descent, a yellow card for Descent for Waconia's number 8, Campbell Killian. So 57th minute. So Killian will check out. He'll be replaced on the field. Replaced on the field by Shodin. So restart with a Waino indirect free kick from the edge of his penalty area. Oh, that's a good ball to the outside. Waconia tries to work it to the outside. It's taken away by Tapa. Tapa sends that forward. Chested down for Knoll. Sondag. Oliot. Oliot outside, crosses that in, looking for Knoll. Off of Knoll's head, and in the back of the net! Eric Knoll, out of nowhere, a harmless little floater, ends up in the back of the net, and now it's 3-0 to the Wildcats. So Zayan Oliat to Eric Knoll. And Eric Knoll cashes in. It looked, like I said, it was just a floater. He played it off his head. You wondered if maybe as soon as it was taken, you wondered if maybe Knoll had wished he had had better or different contact on that ball. And it just hops up and over. And now Waconia really chasing the game. Tesdall from a center back position. And look at him go. Tesdall left foot, shot on goal. So Tesdall on a bit of a wander outside of his normal zone of control.
Scoring for the Eagan Wildcats, number 11, Eric Knoll.
So Eric Knoll from Zayan Oliat. Nicely done. So job number 1 here for the Wildcats, maintain this clean sheet. Job number 2, continue their offensive sharpness as Knoll says he might not be done yet. Look at the fancy footwork. I think he just ran out of real estate. Unlucky for Eric Knoll. You can tell he is definitely feeling it. So Waino puts his foot to it, looks out for the midfield. Now tries to jumpstart some sort of offensive opportunity. The Waconia Wildcats have had a few opportunities. They've had some free kicks, but they have not been able to get good contact, good on-frame contact here in this half. Shots still are officially 20-2. Certainly feels like there's been a little more action on the offensive end for Waconia. That ball comes to the far side. Knoll continuing to make his run. Oliat taking on defenders on the edge of the penalty area. Now to the end of the line. Now it comes into the middle. It's spilled. And it's in the net. It's spilled and it's in the net. Waino upset. He's saying, wait a minute. He's saying that he was in an offside position, was touched by another player on the back door. I've got to tell you, I'm not 100% sure who scored that one for the Wildcats. Might be Sondag. We'll have to wait for the official. But in the 60th minute, the Wildcats have broken this one open. It is now 4-0. Took the Wildcat boys a little bit longer to get on the board and really crank this up, but they have managed to answer the bell here in this second half. It was 0-0 at halftime. So Sondag will get the goal, and Oliat will get the assist. So Oliat's second assist of the night. In the 60th minute, it's Sondag. So the guy who played outside back, outside wing, center forward, all over the field, everything but goal, manages to cash in for the Wildcats to give them a 4-0 lead. Waconia seemed to be upset there. There was a bit of a shout for an offside, I think, because there was a player in an offside position, but apparently he had nothing to do with the actual goal being scored. I'll have to go back and take a look at the replay when we get an opportunity. So this ball comes back for Rojas. It's knocked down in the air. Oliat chips it forward. Looks for Knoll on the near side. Waconia really chasing the game now. Still some time to climb back into this one if they can get a couple of quick ones, but on the edge of the box, Sondag now Knoll. Prouty. Oh, nice move by Bray to create space. Now Paulson. Near side, Juntilla. Good 1-2 wall pass that time with Knoll. Didn't quite come off. Check out that was Sondag. Substitutions imminent here for the Wildcats for Eagan. Prouty. His pass blocked. And goes into touch. We'll have substitutions here for, I think, both teams. So Hannon Axelrod will check in, as will Graham Johnson. Here comes Knox. And I believe the first action of the night for Eddie Couture Valencia. So number 16 will also check in. Ryder Brandner also has checked in. So opportunity for some of the players who started on the bench here in the second half to get into this game and get some good work in. Still a number of minutes. Substitution here even for the Wildcats in goal. That does not happen very often, so we want to make sure we call that out. Carson Koppick, has taken over for Rojas in goal, so he'll get some stick time. Still an opportunity there you see him. Still an opportunity for Waconia to build. As we said earlier in the evening, the girls' game got a little out of hand, and the question becomes, does that ball get spilled? And it finds the back of the net. So the Wildcats concede. 63rd minute. We'll have to get the exact number of who put that in the net. We think it was Jarrett Bryan, but we're not 100% sure. So we'll find out when the official scorer gives it to us. But it was spilled that time by Knopbeck. And so it is going to be Bryan from Syme. So 4-1, the clean sheet is not preserved, but I think the Eagan Wildcats probably feel pretty good about their position. That being said, they definitely want to continue. So a foul here on Eagan. Just the first shot on goal here in the second half. By Waconia. Bueno will take this free kick. Bueno's ball well short of the 18. That ball gets pitched back in off of a couple of heads. As Brandner gets it to safety. Now Knox will give chase. So more substitutions here for Waconia.
Substitution for Waconia, active in the game, Tyler Shodin, number 10. Going off, number 15.
Syme will again heave it down the field towards the edge of the penalty area. Good job that time by Eagan to send that away. Finds Axelrod. This is going to find touch as Brandner is going to give chase. So Brandner playing the outside back position on this near side. Sends it forward looking for Johnson. Good battle on the near side. Just under 15 minutes to go here in the second half. And the Wildcats concede a corner. So I should say Eagan concedes the corner. The Waconia Wildcats will now have an opportunity to put this into the mixer. Now, if Waconia were off of Symes' foot or someone's head, were able to cash this in, opportunity here for Waconia. Another opportunity. It's not cleared. Wildcats need to clear their lines, and finally Axelrod does chip this out. Knox is going to give chase. Let's see if Knox pressures. Does. But now the Eagan defense has got to rally. Opportunity from Tesdall. Tesdall says enough of this foolishness. Sends it down all the way down to Wayno. So Eagan looking, even though despite having a 4-goal lead, conceding once and looking just a little bit unsure of themselves. With Waconia asking some questions. Surely you would think the lead would be safe, the victory would be safe with 13 and a half minutes to go in the second half with a 3-goal lead, but we've seen crazy things on soccer pitches before. And perhaps this story isn't quite written. Throw from the far side, heads down towards the attacking third for Waconia. Knox is going to give chase. Oh, interesting. I'm not sure I would advise that kind of thing. This falls for Boyd. Boyd has an opportunity. Didn't know he had company. And Wildcats are going to pick up a yellow card caution here for Harley Gray. Committed the foul and then kicked at the ball as it was being taken. So didn't think the foul necessarily was a yellow card, but the action afterwards. Now Gray's going to say, wait a minute, he played it off of his foot. That's what he's going to say, but I think everybody is going to say, everyone else is going to say that's not going to be that's not going to be good enough. That's not a good enough excuse. So foul committed by Gray. Comes in towards the goal area and is sent out. So a little bit of nerviness here for the Wildcats, but not necessarily a bad thing. If you need to test the Wildcats, if the Wildcats need to be, the Eagan Wildcats need to be tested, they need to face some adversity to make sure that they can lock down a lead late in the game. This is a good opportunity to do that. Syme number 7's throw-ins all night have been absolutely cracker. And so he's going to heave this into the goal area, no question about that. As I said, here it comes, edge of the goal area. Goes off a couple of players. It's cleared, but not out. Opportunity for Kopnick. Nicely done. Kopnick's punt, 65 yards down the field. Nicely done. This ball gets flicked over. Running onto it is Knoll. Oh, and it's out of play. Actually, there's Eddie Katora. Far side, sometimes it's a little dark in those corners. Apologies. Eddie Katora was making that run, not Eric Knoll. I'm sure both players will be mystified as to why I got them confused. That ball's over the top. Nicely done. And nicely done that time by Tesdall, shielding off the Waconia player. Kopnick on the very edge of the penalty area. Prouty runs through that. Gets popped up in the air again. Johnson knocks it down. Goes into touch. So just over 10 minutes to go. Things are getting a bit salty. The supporters for both teams, you can certainly hear them up here in the booth. Not sure if you can hear them on our broadcast, but it's starting to get a little bit loud down there. As a little bit of frustration creeping in for the Waconia fans. Eagan fans also just a little annoyed that it hasn't been quite as one-sided in terms of offensively here in the second half. Although 4 goals, you certainly can't complain too much, but Prouty switches that ball. Comes back for Knox, who almost tries to stab at it. Johnson. That ball comes ricocheting all the way back to Noel Eddy. Eddy for Kopnick. Johnson with all day. Sends that forward. It's intercepted. Johnson says, I'm going to make up for that mistake and win a header. Knox wins a header. Tesdall steps through. And Tesdall will earn the foul. A little bit of frustration setting in here for Waconia, no question about that. Getting that goal with about 15 minutes to go gave them an opportunity, but they have not been able to create any momentum beyond that. Tesnall will put this into play. Intercepted by Waconia, and they will counter. Good pressure this time by Bender. Waconia trying now to switch. Johnson is going to try to take that away. Comes off. Prouty. Prouty still trying to turn. Boyd. It's a good team defense here by the Wildcats, by the Eagan Wildcats. Good job here by Waconia working this forward in the face of quite the number. And a foul here against Waconia. Waconia fans upset that there's not a yellow card caution by the referee. Eddy on the far side. He sends that forward. It's deflected in the air. See if this stays in or if it gets out into touch, and kind of get a sense it will, and it certainly will. And with that, the Eagan Soccer Boosters would like to thank their platinum sponsors: Ansari's Chips Pickleball Club, Eagan Hockey Association, Twin Cities Orthopedics, the Willie team of Edina Realty, and Wave Soccer. Thank you for being platinum sponsors for Eagan Soccer to give these kids, these players, and these programs the best that we can give them. Ball gets played all the way through, and Waconia still with a few minutes to go. If they can nick another one quick, they might have an opportunity. Johnson lays off for Knox. Knox tries to put the moves on, but good defense that time by Waconia. And a foul against the Wildcats. Would you imagine Waconia will try to put this in play pretty quickly? Again, time ticking down. 3 goals, not completely insurmountable, but certainly Waconia is up against it. If the Wildcats, the Eagan Wildcats, can simply hold on to the ball, control it, be smart, keep the ball in front of them, they'll probably see this through to the end. But turning it over to the Waconia Wildcats on a regular basis is definitely not what the doctor ordered. But again, Prouty says enough of this. We're sending it down the field. Waino with a drop kick, nicely done. Finds Tapa. Waconia counters on the near side. Opportunity for Waconia. Flashing into the box. Great defense that time by Eddie. Is Eddie going to be able to keep this out? He does. Oh, what an effort by Noel Eddy. Check it. That's not Noel Eddy. That's number 12. I thought it was 22. It is, in fact, number 12. That's Ryder Brander. Sorry about that, Ryder. Thought it was 22. It was actually number 12. And Ryan Brander's defensive gem brought to you by the gold sponsors here for Eagan Soccer, Birchwood Dental, Raising Cane's, Coldwell Banker Rami Cormont, Dermatology Consultants, Eagan Arms Public House, the Eagan Football Association, Escape with Us Vacations, Homestead Auto, Salvo Soccer Club, Teresa's, Triple Diamonds Sports Cards and Collectibles, and the Urgency Room. Thank you so much for being gold sponsors and supporting Eagan Soccer. So sorry about that, Bryant. Gosh, I'm having trouble with it again. Ryder. Sorry, Ryder. Good physical play by both teams there on the far side. Waconia flashing into the corner. Goes off of, it's going to be a goal kick, not a corner. Waconia players content with that decision. And as we approach 4 minutes to go here in this second half, you get the feeling that maybe the Eagan Wildcats have weathered the Waconia storm. Knopick will put it in play with a left foot. Nice goal kick there. Again, we haven't seen a whole lot of him with Rojas having most of the minutes so far this season, and a couple of additional substitutions here for Waconia. Ball falls for Knox. Knox lays off for Prouty. Prouty, it's deflected. Was looking for Axelrod, but it was deflected. And now Waconia will counter, bringing up the sideline. Nicely done. Good turn that time by Phillips. Ball gets crossed to the far side. Katora. Axelrod. Looking for Knox. Back door. Opportunity for Waino, and he climbs on it. Nicely done. Thought he might have spilled it there for a moment, but he was sure-handed. And Waconia will have one last gasp, sending this forward until it's intercepted by Tesdall. So the Wildcats will improve to 5-0. The Waconia Wildcats will fall to 1-3. Again, a reminder, the Waconia Wildcats in action this Thursday against New Prague at Waconia Stadium. And the Eagan Wildcats on the road at Lakeville North, and that is also this Thursday. It'll be interesting to see if the Eagan Wildcats are able to replicate this type of fluidity and this type of attacking intensity against the Lakeville North Panthers. Katora nicely done, coming back for that. Finds Knox. Knox is 2-on-2 with Axelrod if he hurries. Knox into the edge of the penalty area. Tries to get on his left foot. Tries to go to goal with his left foot. It's blocked. Nicely done that time by Waconia. Knox is running backwards. If he got there, I imagine he had that look on his face. His body posture said, I might be committing a foul here just because I don't want them to break on this ball. Couple of bodies on the deck, but Waconia comes away with that ball. It's going to fall for Eddie. Now Eddie's going to pitch that forward. One minute remaining in the second half. Score is 4-1 in favor of the Eagan Wildcats. That was a brilliant. Oh, that was unlucky. That was unlucky. I thought Prouty may have had that ball And he did have the ball. I think he just used too much force, but unlucky that time for Prouty. It was a good tackle from behind. It's always high risk going in from behind. I think he took the ball from behind, but his momentum had just used too much force and knocked Syme over. Syme will get on the free kick as Jake Sondag will replace Prouty. So a free kick with 23 seconds to go. 45 yards out. They'll go straight to goal. Almost a clearance there for Katora. Instead, Waconia will attack the corner. Send it in before it's chipped out. And we'll be into the last 20 seconds of the match. So continued momentum for the Eagan Wildcat boys program. Girls doing a good job of taking care of business tonight as well. Both teams in action this Thursday against Lakeville North, and we'll have to see how that all turns out. Less than 10 seconds now to go in the game. That ball gets sent into touch on the far side. And both teams look content to just let this clock run out. Nervy moments despite some domination by Eagan on the statistical scoreboard, but the scoreboard was knotted at 0-0 at half. Wildcats came out and scored 4 in the second half before conceding a late one to the Waconia Wildcats, and so the Eagan Wildcats come away with a win tonight. Good momentum building into the conference season. Waconia will take a look at the video, reflect, figure out what they need to do a little bit better, and we'll come back against New Prague on Thursday. For myself, Nathan Cron, my award-winning ETV crew, thanks for joining us here on the live stream and on ETV. The final score tonight, Eagan Wildcats 4, Waconia Wildcats 1. Good night, everybody.